I'm about to mess with your head. Think about all those wonderful animated films you saw as a kid with all those wonderful anthropomorphic animals. You watch them talk, dance, sing, and do all sorts of human things. But did you ever wonder about what they ate? Or better yet, what might be eating them? There are 3 examples that are so ingrained in pop culture you should be familiar with them. Starting with The Lion King. Mufasa, the king of the beasts, stands proud on a cliff as Simba, his son, is raised up on display. All the animals bow, acknowledging that Mufasa is the king of the beasts and Simba is revered as the future king. But unlike other royalty, there may be an underlying idea. Think about it. When Timon first encounters Simba, he is struck with terror and reminds Pumbaa. So, are those animals in the beginning bowing because they're loyal subjects, or are they trying to avoid being on the menu? Being on the menu can also be spun that only some creatures have anthropomorphic tendencies. The Little Mermaid. While most of the main characters are half human, there's an odd combination of sea life that can talk and sing, while others are exaggerated versions of real life. I, for one, would not want to face a shark that can chomp through wood floor planks trying to capture their lunch. The last time I saw that was Jaws. The shark seemed to be dining at an all-you-can-eat buffet, with the mayor of the town being the head waiter. Speaking of dining, what about when Ariel, as a human, sits at the banquet and discovers they are serving versions of her friends, with poor Sebastian the crab almost being served up as an appetizer? And remember, when Sebastian first sees the mad French chef, he is terrified as he watches his own kind being mangled by the chef. We laugh at how happily the chef dances as he cooks, but what Sebastian sees is a serial killer looming over his victims. It puts the flour on the skin, or it gets the stuffing. But let's go back a little further. Tom and Jerry. Although they mostly never talk, their behavior and antics are very human. In these cartoons, Jerry is always after food, but not just cheese. He's after all manners of human food. There have even been times that when Jerry gets to a table, he sits with a napkin around his neck or is so hungry he downs his food like a mini vacuum. He always faces off with Tom the cat. Tom's one goal is to rid the human household of the mouse. Okay, think about it. What is the expected outcome when a cat chases a mouse? While these 3 examples seem to hide this reality, a film you may not be aware of is Madagascar. It turns the tables and makes the meal the main plot. So let me give you some meat of that plot. Set in the real world, this story itself focuses on 4 animals living in the Central Park Zoo. A zebra, giraffe, hippo, and the main focus, Alex the lion. But instead of being the king of the beasts, here Alex is the star of the zoo. Because these animals draw in large crowds, the zoo pampers them and gives them the best meals each could ever want. While the other animals get large juicy plants, Alex the lion is given large juicy steaks.
You ever thought there might be more to life than steak, Alex?
He didn't mean that, baby. No.
The plot twist is that Alex has been in the zoo all his life, so he doesn't know where steaks come from. How he finds out is where we really bite into the plot. Literally. There are some spoilers ahead, but consider this the appetizer to whet the palate. Marty, the zebra, longs to live in the wild. One night, he discovers that a platoon of military-minded penguins are digging their way out of the zoo as if they are prisoners of war. He decides to escape as well. This all leads to the 4 animals winding up at Grand Central Station, where they are captured. And a decision is made that since they went out of the zoo, they should be returned to the wild. The 4 accidentally wind up on a jungle island with plenty of vegetation for the zebra, hippo, and giraffe, but for poor Alex, there's not a steak in sight. As Alex literally begins to starve, he discovers that his best friend Marty begins to look like a delicious main course. Bit by bit, it is discovered if a solution isn't found for Alex's steak withdrawal, that they could all very easily wind up on Alex's menu. There is also a tribe of lemurs on the island that have never seen a lion. So to really drive home the menu point, when the lemurs discover Alex's true nature, they begin to panic. This is punctuated by one lemur dropping into frame, holding a book and yelling out a paraphrasing from the classic Twilight Zone episode, "To serve man."
To serve man, it's a cookbook.
It's a cookbook! It's a cookbook! The plot reaches a crescendo when, just in time, like a true Deus Ex Machina, the cunning penguins arrive on the island. Seeking out what they eat, they discover that the kitty also likes fish. So they open a sushi bar. Now, Mom and Dad, this is a film the kids can enjoy. In fact, I put it on the Own It list. Just look up the menu of special features and trust me, you'll want to take a bite out of this one. I'd like to give an honorable mention of Talking Animals to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The best twist on Talking Animals is when the main characters wind up in the far future on a distant planet that is the home to the restaurant at the end of the universe. They are greeted by what looks like a cow that can talk and begins to describe the menu of what is available from parts of him. It is said in the story that in the future, they made a cow that wanted to be eaten and could say so clearly and distinctly. When the main character from present-day Earth is upset about the cow being taken off to be turned into 4 rare steaks, someone asks,
"What's eating you, Earthman?"
Bon appetit.